The man I was in a long-distance relationship with, the man I loved and trusted, later became my sister's husband, and I got my revenge. I was in a relationship with this guy I met on Facebook, and we dated for 2 years. He was based in Canada, and because he wasn't close, automatically it was a long-distance relationship. I know a lot of you will find it hard to believe that I did long-distance relationship for 2 years, but I did, right?
First off, I don't find it funny that you did a long-distance relationship for 2 years. Most of us has been in a long-distance relationship at one point in time or the other. So I don't find it funny, but let's continue.
Because I loved him, I trusted him, like the communication was great. Everything about us was great. We shared a bond to the point that we even pray together sometimes. And sometimes when we're on a video call or WhatsApp call, we do slip off on the call. Yes, if he's going out, if I'm going out, he tells me where he's going to. He gives me his location. Like it was that strong. The bond that we shared was that strong. And because I loved him, and he was telling me that he's looking forward to coming back to Nigeria, because he said he would relocate back to Nigeria. Yes, I kept myself for him. When I'm feeling the urge to have sexual intercourse, I didn't. I kept myself for him because, I loved him now. I was looking forward to the day I will see him. Exactly one year, 8 months into the relationship, yes, this man started changing in character. Like, if I tell him things, he would turn it into a fight. Like, this was a man that before, when I tell him things, when we are talking, he listens, no fight, no quarrel, no wahala. But all of a sudden, he started changing. I brought it to his attention, and even that day that I told him about what I noticed in his character, the changes, he still turned it to fight. So, for peace to reign, make wahala no day now. I just let everything slide, and I felt okay. I've put enough effort into this relationship. I don't want it to be wasted. Now, exactly few weeks after that incident happened, right? He said there's something he wants to tell me, that he knows that we've discussed about marriage, because at some point in the relationship we discussed about marriage, how we intend to do it. He said he knows that we've discussed about marriage, but he don't think he can marry me until I get pregnant first. Like, he wants me to get pregnant first before we'll get married. He also said that when it's confirmed that I'm pregnant, I'll have to wait for the pregnancy to get to like 3 months before we get married. And in terms of that marriage thing, he doesn't want a big wedding. He just wants something small, maybe in my father's parlor. He would just come with like 4 of his people, and it will be just me, a few of my uncles, and my siblings will just do it in the parlor. That's what he wants. When he said all these things, I was like, where is this one coming from? Because this was not the thing we agreed initially. How can he be asking me to get pregnant before I get married? Like, I don't want to get pregnant before I get married. It's not how it's done. You get married first, then you get pregnant. And I said, if you're questioning my fertility, let me go to the lab and run some tests, and I'll show you the result. I have nothing to worry about. But the more I talk, he wasn't listening. And I also told him that, why are you now changing the whole wedding plans? Like, in as much as we know that economy is hard and everybody's trying to be on a budget, I want to have a wedding. Even if it is not big, I want to have a wedding that I will wear clothes, and maybe 2 or 3 of my friends will wear shoibi. I would not something like, but I want to feel that way. Like, I want to have that. Like, is it a bad thing that I'm asking for this? And I asked him, why the sudden change in character? Why the sudden change in plans? Because this was not what we talked about. But he wasn't giving me any answer.
I'm gonna cut her there. Okay. If you are living in this part of the world, you must have the chances are that 1 out of 5 girls have seen a man that has approached you and asked you to get married to him in a condition that you have to get pregnant first before you get married to him. It hasn't happened to me before, but someone that was coming to me at one time told me that I'm lucky that he's not asking me to get pregnant, because as a matter of fact, he has actually ended a relationship because the girl refused to get pregnant for him before getting married. So it hasn't happened to me before, but this man told me that he earlier had asked the girl to get pregnant for him, that I was lucky that he wasn't asking me for such. Your guess is as good as mine. We didn't end up together. Let's continue.
I tried to make him understand. I tried to make him reason with me. But now, when a man's mind is made up, he's made up. And long story short, this man told me that is his new rule. That if I cannot stick to it, that means we have to go our separate ways. When he told me this, I thought he was joking. I said, what are you saying? everything was making sense to me because I really, really loved this man. To some point, I was begging him to reconsider. I begged and begged. I almost tried to go and discuss with my father that this is what this guy is saying, but fear no let me, because I know, say, if I say such a thing to my father will look me twice like, what is wrong with me? So I begged him to reason, but he didn't change his mind. And after all said and done, the relationship scattered. I'm not gonna lie, during that period I wasn't myself because I trusted this guy. I have loved him to the point that, I said I kept my body for him. Now I kept myself. Like, I was envisioning me and this man, so all the plans, all the things I had in my head and everything, I felt bad for some days. Like, I couldn't eat for some days, but I just have to pick myself up and move on with my life. Now, exactly a few years after that whole thing happened, my sister came to us, that's me, my family, and told us that there's a man that is coming to see us. When my sister told me this, that means marriage arrangements, wedding arrangements ready, ringing. I was so happy. So on the day that man came, guess who my sister brought? That's my ex from a few years ago. When I saw him, I was dumbfounded. I was speechless, but I just had to compose myself because I didn't want to create a scene. My father was there, my uncle was there, so he saw me, but he pretended as if he didn't know me. After he introduced himself to my family, after I said and done that he left, I called my sister and I asked her, where did you meet this man? She said she met him on Facebook, that they were mutuals. I think he sent her a friend request, and from there they started dating. Now
I had to cut her there. Whew. So this man ended a relationship with her because she couldn't meet up with his terms and conditions. They broke up, and few years down the line, I would guess few years is something less than 4. Few years down the line, this man started a relationship, and few years down the line, they're really talking about marriage, and he happens to be his sister. Now, I stand to be corrected. I feel like this man has always known that you are, and this young lady is related. I feel like this is a revenge relationship, if you ask me. It could be a revenge relationship. It might not be, but there's no way you can tell me that out of all the girls in the world, is your ex's sister that you want to date. Your ex's sister. If you don't want her to feel jealous, I don't know the reason behind this kind of arrangement. So if you ask me, I know and I feel, now I don't know, but I think and I feel that this man has always known that this girl and his ex, his current girlfriend and his ex, are related. There's no way you can tell me. He knows. He's aware of this. Let's just continue with the story.
I know a lot of you say, when I was in a relationship with him, didn't my sister know him? My sister knew him with another name. Let's say, a regular person has 2 names now. His name can be Richard Uchichuku. So my sister knew him as Richard when I was dating him. Then when he introduced himself to my sister, he introduced himself as Uchichuku. So during that time, we were doing long distance relationship. She knew I was dating him, like I said before, but she didn't know him facially. She calls him Uchichuku, while I call him Richard. So that was how there was confusion. So I told my sister that. When she told me that they met on Facebook, that's how they started dating. I told her that this is the same guy that I was in a long distance relationship with, though. When I told her, she was surprised. She said, those kind of expression. And I still wanted to tell her that this one that me and this guy have dated before, I don't think it would be a good idea for the both of you to get married. She was like, yes. When I told her, she agreed with me. She said I should not worry that she's going to.
Exactly. I don't think it is right for you to, if you guys are friends, then it might be excused, but I don't think it's right for you to date your sister's ex. In fact, let me tell you a story. There was this guy that found me interesting, and he also found my sister interesting. For the fact that he found both of us interesting, both of us were not interested in him. Just like that, he didn't even try to date any of us. Like, why are you confused? Why are you confused? Why would you find me interesting and find my sister, my blood sister, interesting as well? Why? It simply shows that you are so confused. Let's continue.
She's going to break up with him. But to my greatest surprise, Few weeks later, I still discovered that they were dating. I tried to tell her for the second time reasons why she and the guy shouldn't get married, but that's when my sister told me that she don't think cancelling the whole wedding plans with him is a good idea. That in fact, this one that he has come to the house to introduce himself, and there are already rumors out there that she's about to get married. It's going to be a disgrace that she now later break up with the guy, that she cannot face such disgrace, that since it was long distance relationship that we had and we didn't have sex now, so it doesn't matter. When she said this, I was dumbfounded, but I didn't want to push further. Let's not be as if I'm trying to pour sand into a gari. At some point, I even took the matter to my parents, but they said I shouldn't worry, that God will give me my own, since me and the guy did not see physically. Exactly what my sister said, since we didn't have intercourse, that it doesn't matter, that I should just try and move on with my life. I was heartbroken, I was pained, but I just had to let everything slide. Now, a couple of months later, they got married, of which on the wedding day, I was present. I wasn't happy, but I had to pretend to be happy. Yes, I had to shove my emotion inside and pretended to be happy. When it was time to take pictures, I took pictures with them, and I just did everything I could because I wanted to support my sister. I did it to support my sister. Yes. Now, few months after their marriage, God blessed them with a baby girl. Tell me why couple of weeks after my sister birthed her baby, he started texting me, telling me things like, oh, I miss you, apologizing that he didn't mean to do it, to break up with me. It was never his intention. I know the funniest thing, this man gave my sister her dream wedding. This man that said I will get pregnant first before he married me, this man that said that he doesn't want anything loud, gave my sister her dream wedding. And no, my sister didn't get pregnant before they got married.
Okay, that there can be so painful. That can be so painful. But on the man's part, I can excuse it. I think I understand what must have happened, and it must have happened to all of us. When we are younger, we set a lot of standards. Trust me, we set a lot of standards. We are no nonsensical when we are younger. I did it. When I was younger, I had a standard I wanted. It's not like I lowered my standard as I grew older, no, but so mundane standards that are so mundane, that are not like the core basic. I had standards like, I'm not gonna have sex before marriage, I'm gonna get married a virgin. I had standards like I need to date someone who is hypersexual, because I can't exist with someone who I need to explain concepts before we can have a conversation. Okay, I had some standards like our values need to be aligned spiritually. You need to think like I think. I don't want a situation where I have to spend my time convincing you before we get to take a decision. So I had standards, but standards like I need to marry someone who is fair. I need to marry someone who is taller than me, with one. I need to find, my standard there was I need to marry 6 feet. You have to be 6 feet. You have to be very fair because I'm dark. I wanted my kids to be fair. I wanted a situation where I'm gonna come out with my kid and people are gonna literally be asking me, is that your child? Because of how fair the child is. So mundane standards. There are core standards and there are mundane standards. But as I grew older, I let those standards go. Wisdom comes in and you let go of all those mundane standards. You just hold on to your core standards. So I can understand where this man is coming from. Maybe when he was younger, he had this mundane standard. As he has tried it with 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls, he saw that this standard cannot hold water. He himself had to let go. So when it comes to telling you that he wants to get married to you after you've gotten pregnant, he doesn't want a loud wedding, he doesn't want to give you a dream wedding, he wants it very quiet and in whispers. I can understand if he has to change, if he has to relax. That shows he's not actually a devil. That shows he's not actually a devil. He has to relax. I get that part. I understand that part. Okay, so I can make excuses for him when it comes to that, because we all have been there, done that. We've all been there, done that. Most of us been there, done that. So I understand that part. If he happened to change, if he happens to give your sister her dream wedding, if he had to relax on get pregnant first rule, I understand that totally. For that, I get it. Let's move on.
When he was saying all this thing, I was just looking at him. At first, I didn't even answer him first. I told him that I don't have anything against you. Let's bygone be bygone. You're not my brother-in-law. Everybody move on with your life. The one that now shocked me past is when he said he still wants us to go back to the things that we had, and he still misses me and all of those stuff.
He misses what? He wants you to cheat on your sister. Cheat with him on your sister, on your own biological sister. It doesn't make sense. No. Why? Let's continue.
This man have guts, shall. When he said all this thing, I was just I didn't take cognizance of it, but he was persistent. And something was like, you know what? Just use money to push him, yes. And I told him, okay, if you want us to continue what we had, yeah, you have to give me so amount. I said this thing to chase him away. But to my greatest surprise, Uncle asked for my account number and sent me ×2 of the money that I asked him.
What? Well, she wanted to chase him out with money and he doubled the money. What would you do? Before we hear the part 2, what would have been your reaction? I mean, if this was to be me, at this point, I'm going to warn you, Stanley. I'm going to warn you, Stanley, and ask you to leave me alone. I'm going to warn you, Stanley, and ask you to give me your account to refund. I mean, you're not living in the same house with your sister and him, so it's not hard for you to resist him.
After he sent me that money, I was surprised because not only did he send me the amount that I asked for, he sent double, and he later asked for us to see, of which we did. Yes, we went on a lunch date and we saw. And when I saw him, I'm not going to lie, those emotions that I thought that has died, it started coming back in. You know one thing about emotions now, it started rushing back in. Like, those times we do have video call, those times that we talked about things, and it was not looking different. I think it was now looking fine now, maybe because I don't know, it was just looking different, and it smelled.
Excuse me, he smells so nice. Wait. What? You mean you mean that he was looking attractive? Haven't you moved on? Don't you have a boyfriend now?
Too nice, right? Now, when we're having the lunch and everything, that was when he apologized to me and told me that I should forgive him, that he didn't know what came over him, this, that, he wasn't thinking right then. He knows that he made a mistake. It should have been me all along, yada, yada, yada. When he finished talking, I told him that, don't worry, I've forgiven you and stuff like that. I lied to him, actually, because I can never forgive that man, right?
Let me cut him short here. So, a man calling you aside, whether he's married or not married, to have a conversation with you is not actually a bad thing. I have been in a situation where so let me tell you a short story. This happened in my university days. There was this guy, this is a real life story, no cap. There was this guy that was interested in me, okay? I was kind of giving him green lights. Oh, I'm interested in you too. We had long conversations over the long-term vacation, you know, the long-term vacation in uni that would precede a new semester, okay? A new academic session, I meant to say. So we had a long conversation at this point, and we were seemingly interested in each other, just that he has been in phone conversations. We have seen each other before the semester ended, but we started talking during holidays. So this whole conversation was going to culminate into a relationship when school eventually reopens for the academic session. Lo and behold, the academic session reopens and he happens to be in a relationship with someone else. I began to think to myself, was he in this relationship with this person all along and was leading me on over the holidays. I did not understand what was going on, and I didn't bother to ask. If you know me, I wear my pride in my shoulders. I'm a very proud person. I used to be a very proud person. Even if you hurt me, I'm not going to show you that you hurt me. I'm going to be that girl, that strong girl, that mean girl character. I don't show emotions. People used to ask me, do you even laugh? That's how of a persona I usually show off. But deep down me, I was annoyed. Deep down in him, he knows he has done something terribly wrong. He has hurt me. He knows he has hurt me terribly. So this happened in let me say in our second level, and second 300 400 for 3 years we didn't have a conversation. We didn't talk about it. There was no closure. There was no clarification. We just moved on like nothing happened. I didn't call him to ask him any question, and he didn't call me to ask me any question. Even throughout those years, I was asking myself, was it really this guy that I was talking to over the phone during the holidays? I began to question myself, was I hallucinating all those calls that I was making over the holidays? Because, when this was me as a teenager at this time, I wasn't even up to 20 at this time. So, to cut the long story short, we graduated, we went for National Youth Service. That's a 1-year service program that the federal government mandates graduates to do in this part of the world. We finished it. I started my master's program. I furthered my studies, and he furthered his studies. He did MBA in the UK. Me, I stayed back in the country. A year after our master's, he came back to the country. I've always been in the country. I never traveled. He called me up. Over the phone. I answered, hello, who's this? He introduced himself. Can we meet? This happened 1, 2, 3, 1 year National Youth Service, 1 year Masters. 5 years ago, this happened 5 years ago. He called me up. Can we get to see? I didn't have anything in mind. Let's get to see. We are meeting in a public place, so let's meet. I don't have anything to lose. Let's meet. So it was in that meeting that he apologized for what he did 5 years ago. I was shocked. I'm like, why did it take you 5 years to apologize? Why did it have to take you in my mind, I didn't voice this out. I'm like, why did it have to take you 5 years to apologize for your mistakes? He said he was young, he didn't know what he was doing, he was carried over by youthful exuberance, yeah, this and that and the third. He said everything. I accepted his apology. I said, it's fine. I too have moved on. This happened 5 years ago. I am good now. We are okay. Tell me why a month later, I saw his wedding pictures on Facebook. So he came to make peace with me because he knew that he was getting married. He didn't invite me to the wedding. He did not. I did not know. And we didn't have mutual friends that could tell me about it. So I just saw it on Facebook. He has gotten married. I began to think in hindsight, could it be the reason why he came to apologize to me when he did? I felt like maybe he didn't want me to see that he has gotten married. I felt like he led me on. He must have hurt me deeply. Anyway, I've already forgiven him when he came to apologize to me. When he came physically to apologize to me, I've already forgiven him. So when I saw his wedding pictures, I didn't even take it personal. I wasn't angry. I was just indifferent. I was like, I just waved past it. I didn't comment. I just moved past, strolled past. I didn't have any ulterior motive. I was not hurt. I was just, okay. I was like, even if he didn't come to apologize, I won't still hold anything against him. But he felt the need to apologize to me 5 years down the line, he held it's very funny talking about it right now. So when this guy is calling you to apologize to you after getting married to your sister, I do not think is anything wrong. It's something any reasonable person can do. I mean, people don't even apologize. Some people don't even apologize. They just pretend like everything is okay. They just move on. They don't even acknowledge you for the fact that he came to apologize to you. Is not a bad thing on its own. But what would happen next is what is bad, because the way this story is going, it doesn't look like this guy just came to apologize alone. So let's take a listen. Let's continue listening.
So after I said that done, after I finished eating, I went back home. From there, we started chatting more, and one thing led to another. We started having a secret affair. Don't look at me like that. Yeah, don't look at me like that, because it is what it is.
What do you mean don't look at you like that? I'm looking at you like that. I'm looking at me like that. What do you mean? What do you mean don't look at you like that? You started an affair with your brother-in-law. We listen, we don't judge.
I started having an affair with him, and I don't feel bad about it, because make it make sense. Which sister will marry?
You don't feel bad about it. Now that's crazy. You don't feel bad about it. What happened to your conscience? You don't feel bad about it. Make it make sense. Why? Why?
A man that has dated her sister before. Like, which sister will go ahead to marry a man knowing fully well that this man has dated my sister before, regardless of it being long distance relationship or not? She still went ahead to marry him. So now the affair I'm having with her husband is my revenge on her for marrying him, even after I asked her not to. Because at some point,
wait, calm down. What do you mean that you're getting a revenge on your sister because he married your ex? What happened to forgiveness? Are you guys not? And this was a long distance relationship. Were you guys sharing your nudes? Is there something you aren't telling us? Were you guys sharing nudes? Were you guys having phone sex? I mean, if it's just phone conversations, everybody catching feelings quite all right. Feelings are heightened, emotions are heightened quite all right. But nobody had anything obscure, nothing indecent. Why are you so hurt? This man has apologized. Sit your sister down and request for an apology. Or just try to be the best version of yourself. They say the biggest revenge is success. Try and be successful. Try whatever the definition of success is to you, try and do that. Why do you think using your body is a best way of revenge? You are giving this man and the devil edge over you, because I don't know what you mean. I don't know. This man has literally come to scatter your family. Are you not seeing the devil at work here? You're leaving yourself open for the evil one to take charge? I don't get it. No. Your mindset is totally. You need therapy at this point.
Because at some point back then, my sister made some statements. She was like, I'm saying all these things because I'm jealous of her that she's getting married before me. At some point, she said those things. So now I am dating a husband that used to be my ex. And I don't feel bad about it. Call me whatever you want to call me. Call me a wicked person. Call me a witch. Call me different names. It is what it is, right? Life played me and I decided to be on the winning side. I cannot lose for the second time.
Girl, lose what? What are you talking about? What do you mean you can't lose? What the heck? What the heck? This is your body we are talking about. It's not as if you set the brother up with someone else. You are literally the person involved. Do you not have shame? Do you not have shame? Your mindset is totally wrecked. The way you're thinking needs an evaluation. You need therapy.
And as for that man, I plan on having my own revenge on him too. Me dating him is my revenge on my sister. His own revenge is I will get pregnant for him. Woo! Tell him that I'm pregnant and also tell my sister. After I'm done telling them, I will abort the pregnancy so that their marriage will scatter. That is my plan.
You even want to put yourself at harm's way. Does this girl think that... Remember what the Bible says in the book of Luke chapter 12 verses 16 to 21. I think the parable of the rich fool. I am not going to quote the Bible verbatim, but I'm just going to like paraphrase. Situation whereby the man has had a bountiful harvest and was like, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to expand this here. The man was just planning, like he and God have an agreement. They've signed the dotted lines and God has already told him, you're going to live so amount of years. So he was talking from a standpoint of, I know what tomorrow is going to be. However, that night, God took his life, right? So this girl, this thing he's saying, oh, I'm having a revenge on my sister. Oh, after I'm gonna have revenge on her husband, I'm gonna get pregnant, I'm gonna abort it, it just reminds me of the parable of the rich man, of the rich fool. They call it the parable of the rich fool. I don't want to call you a young fool. Because the Bible says, fool, this night your soul is required of you. And that was how the man died. With all his plans. It just went like that. Let's continue the story and wrap it up.
That is my intention. But before then, now I'll just be enjoying his money because I am making him. Like anytime I ask him for money, he sends me the money, and I don't intend to stop anytime soon. I will make him of every penny, every kobo that I can get, save enough. Then when I've scattered their marriage, I will travel abroad. Yes. That's what I intend to do, and I don't feel guilty about it. Yeah, I am the bad sister, right? I am the wicked one, right? Yeah, they should have considered all this before they did their nonsense. He had the guts to give my sister the dream wedding that I begged him for. He had the guts to marry my sister. She wasn't pregnant though before he married her. The same thing I begged him for. And my sister went ahead to do it without considering my feelings. So why should I consider our own feelings now? Why should I? Yeah, it is what it is. Life happens. Everybody's gonna be fine at the end of the day. I did what I did and I don't feel guilty about it. Yeah.
You don't feel guilty about it. You're doing what you did. It's okay for you. I mean, I've already said all I have to say as the video was playing. It simply shows that her mindset is so thwarted. Her mindset needs reevaluation. She has not healed. I mean, this has metamorphosed into jealousy, and the man did not even make anything easy for her as well. This is crazy. If you ask me, this is absolutely insane. And I just hope that she lives to repent, because the parable of the rich fool is just might just be waiting for her by the corner. Thank you so much for watching PJ Talks today. I'm going to make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to put in your comments, what do you think about this whole story? What do you think about her situation? What do you make of what she is going through? I mean, let us be nice and let us be considerate in the comment section. She might just be watching, she might just be reading through your comments. I just pray that she heals. I just pray that she stops what she's doing at this point in time. And I just hope that she finds joy, because right now she's not focused on living her life. She's focused on retaliating. She's focused on this retaliation, vengeance that she's seeking, and she has removed focus from living her own actual life to trying to pay back people. And time is going. The time she would use to live her own life is the time she wants to use and go through this legion of vengeance and retaliation. And as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, my young woman, just trace back your step. What has happened has happened. If you can't forgive them, leave them and find your purpose. This whole thing you're doing, you're gambling with your life. It's not gonna pay you, trust me. And seek therapy. Seek therapy, very, very important.